about ecology. So by the end of this lesson, you should know the basics of ecology. You'll also know the difference between biotic and abiotic factors, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then we will start to talk about the different levels of organization in an ecosystem. So we're going to start with a video like we did last time, just to kind of get you guys understanding what we're going to be talking about.
Connection between living and non-living things. Ecology all begins with an organism, which is a living thing. The example we're going to see is of the fox. So an organism can be represented by one single fox. A fox is a living thing. But is an organism the sun? No, the sun is non-living and is not an organism. So to recap, an organism is one living thing. But if I wanted to make an organism fit the definition of a population, I'd have to change a few things. I'd have to add more foxes to this picture because a population is a group of the same organisms. So a population would be a group of foxes all living together. But would one single rabbit be a population? No, a rabbit by itself is an organism. A group of rabbits would be a population. So to recap, a population is a group of the same organisms living together. But if I wanted to make a population a community, we'd have to change a few things. In a community, you still have the population of foxes, but you also have other populations that the fox might come across. A population of rabbits, a population of snakes, even a population of birds. And don't forget, plants are living things too. A population of trees also help to define a community. A community is many populations. So a community includes all the populations in an area. But would a fish tank be an example of a community? No, a fish tank includes living and non-living things. A community has all living things. So to recap, a community is of many populations living together. But if I wanted to make a community into an ecosystem, we'd have to add a few things. An ecosystem includes everything in a community and the non-living things, like sunlight, cloud, rocks, mountains, and temperature. An ecosystem is living and... So let's review. An ecosystem includes all the living and non-living things in an area. Would water be an ecosystem? No, water is just one non-living thing. Now, sometimes in an ecosystem, organisms compete or fight for survival. In this ecosystem, the fox could versus the snake when they fight for rabbits. Another example of competition could be the big tree versus a small plant as they fight for sunlight. And all of this is taking place in ecosystems around you.
So based on that video, who can give me an example of an organism that was not mentioned in the video? Could be anything. A horse. Who can give me an example of a population?
Lots of turtles.
Lots of turtles. So not just one turtle, it's gonna be many turtles. Who can give me an example of a community? How many foxes? Yes, so there's gonna be many foxes, turtles. What was the other one you said? Wolves. So it's gonna be many different organisms in groups, which we call a population, and that's gonna be part of our community. Now, what is all included in an ecosystem? Somebody that has an answer? See? Pebbles would be an example of part of an ecosystem. What's another example? The sun. Let's do one more. The moon. Yes, good job. So we are going to start. I'm going to hand out a packet for each of you. And go ahead, we're going to start by the bell ringer at the top of the page. There's 2 questions. And just do the best you can answering these 2 questions. We'll go over them. Yeah. So for the first question, think about some of the things that we need as humans to survive. Once you get to the second one, think about organisms that live outside. How do they survive? Is it fighting for food? Is it the temperature they live in? Their climate? Could be any of those. Once you get the first and second questions done, discuss this with the people at your table and see what your table buddies found out.
Good.
Supermarket.
Walmart.
Sunlight, water, two in no.
Whale. You buy your best whale there. That's what else?
Okay, let's stop there and bring your attention to the front, please. So let's start with number 1. What are some of the basic needs shared by almost all living things? Food. Food is one. And energy, good. Sunlight, yes, for plants.
But
Water, yes, we would not survive without water. Air, good job. Yes, if we did not have air, we would not be able to breathe. Shelter, yes. Good job. Those are all the ones I had. So let's go to number 2.
We forgot one.
Where?
Forgot one.
Food. Food, yes, food. So where do living things get all the things they need to survive? There's many different answers. Comment?
In the ecosystem?
Yep, from their ecosystem, their environment that they live in. Is that what you were gonna say? Any other answers? The ones I have were from the places they live, from their surroundings, and from their environment. So is our ecosystem, or the way we survive, is it gonna be the same as something that lives outside, say, a tree? No. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, I have some vocabulary words down there for you. We're gonna go over those. Alright, so I'm gonna have some volunteers read them out loud. Just make sure you're loud enough so everybody else can hear you. Naz, do you wanna read the first one?
Ecology, study of interactions of organisms with their environments.
Good, that's what the video said. Ecology is the study of interactions of organisms within their environment. Alright, who would like to do biotic factor? Yes, so biotic factor, the easiest way to remember this is that it's living things. That's why I put living in capital letters. That's probably the main thing you'll need to know. What about abiotic?
Abiotic, a non-living part of an environment such as water, nutrients, soil, sunlight, rainfall, or temperature, not living.
Yep, so that's the key. The A in front of the biotic means not. So since we know that biotic means what? Living. Abiotic means
Not living.
not living. Good. All right, what about ecosystem? Alan, you'll read it?
One single living thing example, one fox.
Yeah, so like in the video, it did organism. And their example was one single fox. It could be one turtle, one horse, one wolf, just one of anything. Oh, and then we skipped ecosystem. Who wants to read ecosystem?
A community of organisms in a non-living environment, example of population of foxes, population of rabbits, population of snakes, trees, mountains, grass, berries.
Good. So ecosystem, like in the video, it showed like the mountains, the sunlight, the air. Those are all non-living things. Okay, what about population? Elmer?
A group of individuals or the same species that live in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, so like in the video, what was their example of a population?
A fox.
Not just one fox.
Many foxes.
Many foxes. Good. All right, species.
Fruit species includes organisms that are closely related and can mate to produce fertile offspring. Example, one fox can mate with another fox to produce offspring.
Yeah, so species is like if you have two foxes together, they got to be closely related so they can mate and produce more foxes. All right, and the last one, community.
Made up of all populations of different species that live and interact in the area.
Okay, and what was their example in the video? Does anybody remember the example?
2 foxes, 2 rabbits, 2 snakes.
Yep, so they have many different foxes, rabbits, and snakes. So that's going to make up your community. Okay. Now, if you guys flip it over to the back, there's going to be at the top it says biotic versus abiotic.
Why? White people.
To this next page. So I'm going to be handing each table a stapled pack of 3 different pictures. Once I get these handed out, I'll explain what we're going to be doing.
It's a goat. It's a guy.
There you go.
Got it home at my dad's son that ran. Dude,
Okay, who can tell me what a biotic factor is? Guys up here, please. Who can tell me what a biotic factor is?
The living part of the community.
Yes, the living thing. What about abiotic?
Non-living thing.
Not living, good. Okay, so what you're gonna do is on the very first picture, you and the people at your table are gonna try and figure out all of the biotic and abiotic characteristics in the picture. Some of them have a lot of them, so just get as many as you can. You're gonna wanna list them on the graph that I gave you on the paper. Yep, start with the first picture. Once you get done, raise your hand and I'm gonna come look, and then you guys can move on to the next one.
No, don't lie. How do you think they rain? They cry. Clouds cry, so they'll lie.
Long lister, good job.
Earth. URF Earth. Land.
Land? Yeah, the grass is right. How do you think they grow? Exactly, you base it.
No, land does not grow. That's not living.
Yeah, the grass on the land, it grows.
The grass is living. What
Yeah,
about
but the land, I said, not the actual.
what about like this dirt, this sand?
Dirt.
Yes.
Clouds.
Well, your grass is gonna be living. That can grow. That still needs sun.
Look at grass and grass.
Yeah. And so does land. How do you think it grows?
It grows.
It's the dirt under the grass. I'm saying
How do the dirt?
It's
If you guys run out of room, you can turn your paper over and write it on the back.
And it's so hard. You found the trash can.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's too long.
Whereas like the dirt,
That shit on.
No, using it. Cases.
Oh, come on.
if you guys run out of room, you can flip it over.
Wait, is this right?
Black. This is your
Cat.
There's one more abiotic one that I can think of. You can't see it, but what do we need in order to be able to survive?
Water.
You got water. You got oxygen?
lower.
You can't see it, but it's there.
Birdie. Got a birdie.
Yep, go on to the second one.
What do you call it? A
And you can just write on the back.
What do you call baby deer?
I forgot.
Fawn. A phone.
It's fun. It's fun.
I love butter. Butter.
Butterflies. They're flowers. I made of butter. I eat them.
What's the baby deer called again?
Flan. It's flan. Flan cake.
Flanders. Fawn. Oh, we're choosing. How do you call it? Oh, fawn.
You don't like that?
What are you talking about? You hold it with your left hand.
That's how I write.
You hold it like I don't know how you write with your left hand.
I do write it.
Fun.
Because I do. What is it?
Oh,
No scribbles.
how do you spell fan? Fun. Oh, I put F-W.
Is that a B? It's a B. Why don't we show Don't be afraid about it. Let's grab it.
Bunny.
Do they grow?
The rabbit. Bunny.
Rabbit.
Rat.
It's a rat. Because they need sunlight
It's a
and
rat.
oxygen to survive.
Smash. That's smash.
Do you have to blow your grass?
Where's the smash? It's a smash.
Oh, it's beautiful.
There's
Smash.
abiotic.
It's a smash.
Hey, don't forget to smash.
The smash. Air. You got air. Dog.
Here is no, it's not. Yeah, I had tiny
Oh my god.
Air can breathe air.
Where do we rank?
Air
If you got another different colors,
and they can eat air.
Think about it. Think about it. You can do it.
Alexis is
And he's like at his rock. Yeah, a lot of
I think my ears about a week.
same air.
You never you want to. You never you want to wrong.
If I get them all, I can get them all. Follow it.
You will this is just supposed to do that. If I put my hair up, I'll stay for her. If I put my hair down,
I don't know if mine stays with them.
coconut hair. Coconut hair. And
I'm pretty sure. Flowers. Wait a little bit. Yay! Pebble. Pebble. Let's go.
There's a
What is that? It's written.
Carolina.
It's Tiffany.
And we just keep it like that.
the trees grow. If the trees are gonna be on, we just buy adding grass to.
I got in trouble.
What about your flowers that you have at the bottom?
The water's right here.
I started bleeding and my mom. Yeah, I started bleeding when I got home and I was like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, so a big guy. He's like, really? No, it's a little guy. She said,
I agree with the rest of you guys who want to say.
No, I hit him with the nose though. I like Robert's nose a little bit. I fractured it. I fractured it. It was like, oh. Yeah,
My sister threw a phone on my face. Like, I was having phones, you know. And then I got her back by but she tickled by the side of me.
Miss, how do we get to move on to the next one?
That's why we get in trouble.
So do we keep it at
Yes.
Unless you want to write it down.
Jake the dog.
And then the shoe.
That's a dog. That looks like a zombie.
It's a zombie. It's the Walking Dead.
A worm.
That's a snack.
The one is the word. I think I'm gonna put you in here.
Is it a snake? House. House is a
That's a germ.
No, it's an algae.
Worm. I can't find a lot of antibiotics. A goose. Geese.
House is a
Duck goose.
hind. A hill.
Oh no, the lamb.
Cricket.
Cat.
Cricket.
Cat.
What? No. Worm? Yeah. Turtle. It's regenerate. Like if you have a turtle. Yeah. It's regenerate. If you rip it in half. Yeah, one was a
You have You have brown.
Because they're fabulous.
Yeah, I got them. These platinum.
I really got this.
What's that? Actually, what is that actually?
You guys are done with
At least I know how to
I don't have a people so big, I'm so cuckoo every day.
At least I know how to like smash them.
That's a big
Hard. Come up there.
That's the real question here.
Wait, I get broken later.
Okay, so remember in the video how I talked about how the fox and the snake had to compete against each other for the rabbit? Now I want you to go through and look at these and see if there's any two organisms that are gonna have to compete for another organism. So like maybe the deer
I got you.
and
I know this one's wrong, right?
so maybe the deer and the eagle are gonna have to compete for a raccoon.
Decapitated hens.
So let's do the eagle and the raccoon have to compete for the frog.
Bit off the ear. Or the snake feet.
Yeah.
I'll be a fish.
This is PJ.
That is a turtle. There's a frog right there.
Yeah, actually.
Should we go up the book? Should we go up here? No, this one is
Abiotic.
the sun is a lion. The sun is a star.
What did you see the sun as eyeballs? That's a dragonfly. It's a dragonfly. She breathes fire. Oh no, she's wrong. I have wood. That's a cattail. Is that cat? Is that a cattail? I forgot. It's a big cattail.
I don't know. Is it alive?
It's like saying a rock. Hey, I remember.
Yeah, that kind of thing might have
Did you go squirrel three?
like I had this giant also like
See if you can come up with any more. Do as many as you can.
It's a turtle. We have to go house. I don't know why. Yeah, you have to put it down, put a block next to it, 2 blocks.
also like a
These are the blocks. You have to stack them up. This is the block. A whole block. 2 blocks. Another thing.
oh, that's a turtle. I see that.
Okay, you have the cake right. This is the cake. So you think the cake takes a block. Then what else works? The next block. So that's the next cake right there.
No, I know what cookies
Yeah,
are.
for the water.
What the heck? Where? I don't know. Where? the rocks in the trees come from the ladybug. That's a beetle.
That's a
A
bug.
ladybug and
Oh, alright. There's so many of them.
Oh, they're called
I like girls.
cattail.
I already know. You're happy.
Oh,
There's a tuna?
tree tail.
Another birdie.
It's a fern.
No. Tuna. Is that a bat?
Roach. Water striker. Water striker.
Oh.
As you guys are finishing up, I did pass out 2 questions that I want you to answer in terms of
They're really hard to catch.
You get worms if frogs see you. They'd be like,
You get,
and if you guys aren't done, you still got about 5 minutes.
wait, I got it.
Where do we turn it in?
I have under right here.
I have like 6 No, I have like 15
My mom.
This is grass and
like they did get a mouse.
that's a hard
They had like right now they had more. Like right for the second egg, they had more. I have like 18, like they always get eggs. Like right now, honestly, with my friends, like they like had more eggs just like 2 weeks ago. They have more eggs. Like if you use the bigger
This is the dog.
Can I have everybody back in their seats, please?
Hey, and I was in this one.
Okay, can I have everybody's attention up here while you're finishing up? Keep it quiet, please. Okay, who can tell me a couple of things that we talked about today based on the video, the vocabulary, and the activity?
Right.
How's this talking? Good, she said biotic are living things, abiotic are non-living things. Who can give me something else we talked about today? Roxana? Yep, so what's all included in a community?
House, shelter.
So it's gonna be many groups of different animals. So you can have a group of foxes, you can have a group of rabbits, you can have a group of snakes, just like they talked about in the video. Good. See? Yep, it makes a group of the same species to make a population. Good.
You need many population and abiotic factors to make a community.
Good. So you need many different populations and abiotic factors to be like the ecosystem. Good. How about one more? Who can list the levels of an ecosystem for me? So what's the smallest? Be an organism. And then what's after an organism? Population. Population. Community. Ecosystem. Very good. Okay. If you guys haven't already turned in your ticket at the door,